Okay, I'm gonna do another, horde mode video, saints and sinners as I fight my way from one end of the map to other, but I need something to ramble on about, so I was thinking of rambling on about Stephen King. Great horror writer, one of the greatest horror writers ever. I love Stephen King's The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. I mean, Jack Nicholson, one of my favorite actors, was great in that movie. Doing Jack Torrance, he did Jack Torrance justice. You've had your whole fucking life to think things over, Wendy. What's a couple of more minutes gonna do you now? Wendy, darling, light of my life, I said I'm not gonna hurt you. Wendy, you're not listening. I said I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. Now give me the bat. Yeah, that movie was great, but apparently Mr. King, wasn't happy with Stanley Kubrick's, rendition of The Shining. I get to see that. Well, Mr. King, you weren't happy, with Stanley Kubrick. He directed, Spartacus, directed 2001, one of the greatest directors ever, a genius. But you weren't happy with it. What would make you happy? Well, what made me happy? A version of The Shining with Steven Weber, the guy who was in Wings, playing Jack Torrance. That would have been awesome. That's like if they made the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Sergio Leone went, oh God, that wasn't good enough. Now John Larroquette instead of Clint Eastwood. That would have been a much better the good, the bad, and the ugly. If I could talk to Stephen King, I'd just say, imagine this, you want to write the greatest Stephen King novel ever? Avengers like Stephen King's shared universe novel where the Shop, the evil government organization, uses the portals of the Dark Tower to gather a team of supernatural characters to fight characters like Penny. They gather a team of Stephen King characters to fight Pennywise. They get Carrie, they get the girl from Firestarter, they, get all these characters. And they also get the werewolf from Silver Bullet, the priest, to fight Pennywise or the Crimson King. That would be awesome. Good. I love Maximum Overdrive, the movie where a comet flies past Earth and for some reason makes all the vehicles come to life and start killing people. And every time that movie a vehicle kills someone, they always have the same music sting. Cha, 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 cha. A remake of, Maximum Overdrive would be great, Holy shit, Bill. The coffee machine killed my wife. Cha, 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 cha. Holy shit, Bill. My Nintendo Entertainment System killed my brother-in-law. Cha, 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 cha. Christine, that is a scary movie, But with the wrong car, it wouldn't have been as scary. Holy shit, Arnie Carnahan. You weren't cool in high school till you bought that possessed Prius. Now you're cool. If Arnie Cunningham had been in love with and gotten involved with an evil Saturn, that wouldn't have been as scary. like, you know, like, Stephen King stuff is great. Like Children of the Corn. Like, with the wrong crop, that movie wouldn't have been as scary. Well, listen, the alfalfa god is unhappy and we've been having poor crops of alfalfa. You know, and the alfalfa god demands blood. He who walks behind the alfalfa rows demands a sacrifice. The alfalfa god demands blood. Yeah, like Stephen King is a great horror writer. Like, it is a great, like, clowns are inherently scary. Like, down here, Georgie. Down here in the storm drain, Georgie. Oh yes, I'm Pennywise the Clown, and down here underneath Derry, Georgie, are rides, balloons, and you'll float, Georgie. Oh boy, how you will float down here with the alfalfa god, he who walks behind the alfalfa. Like, oh, Carrie White from Carrie. God, kids are dicks. Like, a girl has her period, she doesn't know, you know, what a period is, because her insanely religious mother didn't tell her that women have periods. And, you know, what do the students do? Instead of going, oh God, Carrie White comes from an abusive household, we should show sympathy, you know, instead they're whipping tampons at her going, plug it up, plug it up. Oh God, kids are dicks. No, and like, there's reoccurring characters in Mr. King's stuff, like, there's always the greaser, you know, in a leather jacket with a switchblade. I suspect at one point Mr. King was being bullied by an asshole in a leather jacket and a switchblade, and get that guy back. He became a running antagonist, you know, in Stephen King stuff. But of course, Stephen King's Avengers could, like, stop him. Like, Mr. King is a great writer. I love horror stuff. Oh my God, Bill. You know, my Nintendo 64 killed my cousin's second remove. You know, shot. Well, you know, the alfalfa god, he who walks behind the alfalfa, demands blood. We had a poor alfalfa harvest, and he who walks behind the alfalfa, and Isaac and Malachi will get the alfalfa god that blood he demands. Yes, he walks behind the alfalfa. He will get the blood he demands. The alfalfa god wants you to, Malachi. Oh, but then Arnie Cunningham in a Prius drives up and he goes, Hey, you know, Malachi Isaac, jump in my Prius and me and Roland LeBay will drive you to, like, you know, Darien. We'll party with, like, Pennywise the Clown. But don't bring Jack Torrance. Jack Torrance is drinking again, and he's kind of scary when he drinks. Now, like, Stephen King is a great writer. Oh, the alfalfa god is unhappy. So is Roland LeBay. He who walks behind the alfalfa, and Roland LeBay, who's, you know, his soul inhabits that Prius. Demands blood. Roland LeBay in the Prius and possessed by Roland LeBay demands blood. He demands a sacrifice. But don't bring Jack Torrance to the sacrifice. He's drinking again, and, well, when Jack Torrance gets his hand on booze, he gets kind of ornery. You know, like, Stephen King's a great writer. Like, the Stephen King Avengers, can't you see Carrie, Firestarter, you know, the gunslinger, and the werewolf from Silver Bullet fighting Pennywise? And, like, that would be a great book or movie. It needs to be made. Hey, Bill, you know, my Sega Dreamcast killed my niece. My niece was killed by my Sega Dreamcast. I bought it for her for Christmas, and now my sister's yelling at me saying, why did you get that Sega Dreamcast? You know, during that comet thing that passed close to Earth. If you had only gotten her checkers, this never would have happened. Cha, 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 cha. Well, I found my way out pretty well. Now I gotta get the hell out of here. Oh yeah, Stephen King, great writer. The alfalfa god demands blood. And, you know, the Prius will get his victims. You know, but don't bring Jack Torrance to the sacrifice. He's drinking again, and, well, he gets kind of scary when he drinks. Okay, well, I'm out of here, okay? Guess I'll wrap it up, but Stephen King, can't you see a Stephen King shared universe? You know, Avengers. Well, I'm out.